Each time she starts work is a moment of validation for Victoria Kikoy. She's Ukraine's first female train co-driver. Until recently, sexist regulations banned women from the job. It was considered risky to their reproductive health. Now in the war, it really is dangerous for everyone on the trains.
It's hard mentally and physically, because you very often hear the air raid siren. I've even seen when missiles hit. We try to suppress these emotions and continue our work because it's not just about our lives. The lives of the passengers sitting behind us also depend on us.
Victoria had to try many times before she could even study for her dream job.
I was applying to many universities and colleges and asking if they could teach me. And everyone said the same thing. No, you're a woman. That was it. Then one school said they did not have the right to refuse me, but they could not promise that I would ever work in this profession.
But by the time she'd graduated, the old Soviet-era ban on women doing certain jobs had been dropped. Victoria started as a co-driver a few months before Russia invaded in February.
Attention passengers, our destination is Rybinka Station. Time of departure from Kyiv is 1827.
There's a lot to do. Update logbooks. Check the speed of the train, the signals, the electrical contact line, and speak to passengers. And if something were to happen to the driver, she'd have to take over.
At the beginning, men treated me suspiciously because they didn't believe that we can do the same jobs that they can. And women also didn't think that in our patriarchal society we could take on such positions.
Ukraine's women are becoming more visible everywhere. Hanna Gritsenko, an expert on gender studies, says the necessities of war are changing society.
It's an interconnected process, meaning that women who are on the front line become role models for civilian women, but also those women in the military. They want to see examples of women in civilian professions. They want examples of women in traditionally male professions outside of the military.
Olena also wants to be part of that process. She graduated in economics, but 2 years ago decided to join the army as well and is now on active duty. She served in the Kyiv region at the start of the war when the Russians tried to invade the capital.
I set up checkpoints, prepared Molotov cocktails, helped order medicine, helped elderly people. It was a mixture of both military and civilian tasks.
She says now, even though the Russians are further away, her current job is much more difficult.
We talk to parents whose child has died, and we organise the funerals. I'd rather be at checkpoints than speaking with the parents of dead soldiers.
She says she feels it's important for women to serve in the military to break gender clichés. But she says civilian women who want to volunteer are being turned away, while men are taken on.
If you just show up at a conscription office and tell them that you want to serve, no one will take you if you have no experience. They simply won't believe in you. It's probably part of the skeptical attitude towards women.
Back on the train, it's late. Victoria's shift will be at least 12 hours today. Trains have become a vital form of transport in this war, and there's never enough staff. Nobody here cares whether it's a man or a woman in charge.
It doesn't make any difference at all. It's the same to me if it's a man or a woman, as long as they can do the job.
There's nothing wrong with a woman driving the train. This is just work. Work is work.
Victoria says she will still need to push hard to make it from the co-driver to driver. That top job is still done by a man.
It hasn't completely changed yet. We still need a lot more time. We need to raise a new generation, a young generation, with the idea that women have the same rights as men.
Victoria is pushing through the unknown, but she says there is a brighter future for Ukrainian women. One day, she will become a train driver.